My name is Michelle, and my husband has a brain injury, which he acquired 13 years ago. And everything started one day when we thought that he had the flu, and his symptoms seemed a little off to me, and it seemed like there was more than just the flu. So we went to the hospital, and he was diagnosed with meningitis and admitted. He instead continued to get worse. So they started looking into other ideas, and the possibility of TB came up. Within 3 days, he was in a coma and was being sent to VGH because he needed brain surgery. He had to have a shunt put in due to all the swelling that was in his brain. It was there that they continued to pursue the idea of TB, which it turned out he did have. And from all the complications with the swelling and the TB and the meningitis, he ended up having a stroke. While we were there, the doctor asked me about a CT scan he had had a year prior because he had had a lot of back pain and they were trying to determine what that was from. And on that scan, she said you could see that there was TB that was in his spine. And she told me that we didn't know about it a year prior because the scan had been lost before the doctor had written the report. And that if it had been found and told to us, he would have been put on the proper medications and would have got rid of the TB, and none of the other issues would have happened. I think initially one of the biggest challenges for me was the absolute total fear. What is going to happen to him, even if he lives, which I believed he would, and he did? What's going to happen then? A couple of people who were sort of in the medical system and dealt especially with neurological patients knew Brian Webster. I was really put at ease, and especially knowing too that he only does brain injury cases, I knew that he would just be bang on with what Sean was going to need. I found Brian and Daniel to be very helpful in the legal process, providing us with the support we needed in order for Sean to receive all the help, all the rehab, all the equipment, whatever it was he needed. I always felt supported by every person at Webster Associates. When I would walk in, even people who I had never met knew me by name, which I found incredible, and it makes you feel like you're important to them and special to them. They always answered every question that I had. They never made me feel like it was a silly question. They never made me feel like I was wasting their time or interrupting something. They always made time for me. They prepared me for every situation we were going to be put in. As difficult as the legal process is, it is absolutely essential that someone in this situation does seek legal advice. If I knew anyone who was going through a situation like I did with brain injury and a lawsuit, I, in no doubt in my mind, would recommend Webster Associates. The life that we can have now, the caregiver that we can have now, the home that we live in, the vehicle, the equipment that we use in Sean's life, every single one of those things is because of Brian and his team, and every one of those things drastically improved the quality of our life.